Welcome to Different Walks, Different Talks.
It's just a lot of vigorous work.
How would you compare first year to grade 12 university or grade 11?
Okay.
Grade 11 and grade 12 high schools.
Me and Franco are going to have completely different answers, but Franco, you go ahead first.
I would say, first semester and second semester are really different. But like first semester was essentially like purely high school review.
Yeah, exactly.
But once you get to second semester, I would say the workload decreases a bit because like 1P13 you don't have the CADing labs anymore.
You have one last
You don't have the computing labs anymore.
In Chem, you don't have a lab.
In Chem,
you have labs.
No, Chem we have labs, but the Chem labs are pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but like first semester, I would say is like you have to adapt to uni life first of all.
Right, that's
in those first couple months.
Yeah,
and then like you also have to like adapt to the new amount of workload. Like it is honestly, it is more workload than high school.
So you take like 5 courses,
right?
Of those 5 courses. 1P13 is like a 4-in-1.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
so you're taking like 9 courses essentially.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, no, to be fair, 1P13 is split into 2 because it's a year-long course. It runs all year. So actually, it'd be more like a 2-in-1. So you're really taking 6 courses in the first semester.
Which is still a decent chunk.
Right, that is a decent chunk.
What was the high school? High school still 4, right?
Yeah.
4.
So you're add 2 extra courses, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have a lecture every day, so that's the.
So you would say it's definitely more than grade 12.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Yeah. But like it's not like substantially more.
Okay.
You know, like it's if you can do like all the grade 12 requirement stuff to get into first year eng, then like you can handle first year eng.
That's why AP was so good, right? Because the content. Like I remember first sem, like a breeze.
Yeah,
right?
it was such a breeze. Dude. Yeah.
You know everything that's coming. Be like, you see the course outline. Be like, oh yeah, my goat, Mr. Coltman taught me all this. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
L'Hôpital, like.
L'Hôpital, all that stuff. So first sem was a breeze, and you were able to like learn and adapt and find all these resources while not having to worry too much on the content. Because you go over it once and be like, oh yeah, I remember. Because obviously there's still like dust, right? Because summer went by and you forgot everything.
Senioritis.
The
last half year of senioritis before.
Yeah, but then for me, second sem was weird, right? Because like the thing is, you go into first year eng and you compete for GPA, right? Because that's how you get into your second specialization.
Oh, right, exactly.
So like first sem was your GPA booster because some of it was high school review, right? And then second sem was where like the hammer started falling on your head, right? Like you do electrical physics, you do Calc 2, you do Chem was light. What else? 1P13, the second half of 1P13.
The labs were lighter.
Yeah. But for me, like I don't know, second sem was just a dog fight. I can't lie.
A lot of new stuff.
A lot, yeah.
So you have to just learn it. It's not like you just know it.
Yeah, and like personally for me, like some ways profs teach aren't really like ways for me to learn adequately. Yeah. Like in high school, like our teachers were pretty good.
I would say that too. I'd say they're very good.
Like first of all, like in high school, like they'll teach you examples after like you learn the content, like of examples that would be on tests or like similar to tests, right?
Right, exactly.
In lectures, like for example, physics, they don't really go over examples. They just go over like theory. Yeah, and some of
slap you with a thinking question.
Yeah, and then some of the theory like is not even on the test at all.
It's like irrelevant. I'm like, why are you even telling me?
It's like a side part.
He just does.
No, it's like because like you know like if it's on a they say anything on lectures could be on the midterms. So it's like you try to study everything in case it's on the midterm, right?
That sucks.
I know it does.
I can't even lie as well. Some of the profs as well, like you obviously have your profs with accents, but also some that just like straight up read. I can't lie. First sem Calc, I am confident that I'd be able to teach it better than the prof that I had. Like I kid you not, Miss Colterman would absolutely like have a field day in that class. It was just way like he just taught it in such a bad way.
They dance around a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, just get to the point.
It's like they kind of like skim
so
around.
Like it's like you're not getting to the actual like concept. It's like, what are you even teaching here? It's just wasting my time, and that's why you don't pay attention because like.
So people start dropping.
Yeah, it's like
Well, did you guys ever consider did you read the textbook and stuff?
Oh yeah.
I didn't read no textbooks.
Okay, for linear algebra, reading the textbook actually like saved my grade.
Right, that's what I'm thinking right now. Even
linear algebra, forgot linear algebra was like a
you actually need to read the textbook for that.
Linear algebra was like for first sem was the only new course. It was the only thing that you didn't take any high school, so it was completely new.
Right.
Was like you take matrices right at the end of Calc.
Oh, I haven't get.
You haven't gone to that? But like, it's essentially like.
Products and stuff. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Lucky
I guess.
math right there. It goes so much deeper. It goes so much
I got
deeper.
cooked on the last dot product. Holy, I don't know.
But yeah, Lin Alge was. Yeah, that was actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Why did I forget
Lin
about that
Alge.
class? Yeah.
Because it's so traumatizing. You want to forget about it. Man. Like,
Put it
so,
in the back of your head.
Yeah,
Wow. So reading the textbook helped you a lot.
definitely, especially for that class.
Right, I would say so too, because a lot of the new concept of the teachers like kind of like you don't understand what they're saying. I guess reading textbooks is the only way to really get it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Or like organic chemistry tutor, like something like that. But like reading the
What a
textbook
legend.
is like you get the knowledge, like that will be on the test.
And you can like learn at your own pace essentially as well.
Would you say a lot of the test questions that people like, oh, we never got taught this theory, or like I didn't think it's gonna be on the test, but was it like in the textbook? Would you ever say it was just there in the textbook?
Not really. Well, it's the thing is like there's just so much content that like you could easily miss it, and then you know. So
and do you ever get those on the test, like the 4-marker, and then you just
okay. So our calc and Lin Alge tests were all multiple choice.
Fully.
So like each question is 1 mark.
That's not too bad.
Well,
unless they're all like the
breaking
same
apart marks, bro. Like
I would say like 70% of the questions on the test are like just questions you would actually do like a full written out answer for. It's just they're each multiple choice 1 mark. The only reason they do that for like the majority of midterms is because it's way easier to mark 1,000 students through that way, right?
Chuck in the Scantron.
Yeah, right.
It's much harder to like hand mark like process marks for each like 1,000 students.
Ain't no one doing that. The TA will rage off the 2 people.
The only courses that did give us long answer where we could actually get part marks were physics, 1P13, and I think it was just those 2. Physics 1, physics 2, and 1P13.
Yeah. That's it.
So everything else was just multiple choice.
Yeah.
So if you missed the concept or anything, it's not too bad. Right?
1 negative, one. Because the thing.
That is true. That is true. 1 negative, 1 positive, you get a 0.
Yeah. It's
so
rough.
So would you say you'd rather a long written out?
100%.
Yeah, they give you scrap paper.
Because the thing is, it's the same amount of time, right? But you get more marks for showing your work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
And they give you scrap paper, but like the scrap paper is terrible.
Yeah.
and like if you're unlucky, you get like the midterms. By the way, like different people go in different rooms because like they can't fit all the people in one room, obviously. Right?
There's 1 room.
So if you're unlucky, you'll get put in like a lecture hall that has like those like tiny little desks. Have you seen those?
It's not even
like an airplane. Like an airplane.
Like an even smaller than an airplane.
Bro, I'd have a table to write my midterm on smaller than this damn pillow. MDCL 1305.
I hate
that room so much.
We had linear algebra on that one. Dude.
Oh my god.
How is that fair?
It's not.
It isn't.
It's not.
It isn't.
So like my setup, I would have.
Little phone, like, use your table.
I have like my Scantron sheet on my lap, right? And then we're given for linear algebra we're just given the question sheet and the Scantron, right? There's no answer sheet. But like so I would have the actual test here. Yeah, they give you the scrap paper, but where am I going to put the scrap paper? So
exactly. Put it on like garage on the ground.
So like my setup is like I'll place the test paper below, and then I have the scrap paper right above it. So let's say I'm doing question 1, then I have the question right above, and then But then like as I move down the page, I have to like slide the question paper like up, so it's like dangling off of the desk, and I have to keep writing off of that.
Oh my God.
It was really rough, but it's like you have to adapt to it. Honestly.
Well, it's like kind of like a luck of the draw. Sometimes you get a really good one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a really bad one, but it is what it is.
When's the first time you've ever had a situation like you realize you're doing a test on this tiny desk? Like that must have been a shocking.
Like the first midterm.
Oh yeah, the first midterms, bro.
First knowledge midterm.
Because the thing is, I had one of my electives in that room. I'm like, I better, because you know that like most midterms are in exam halls, right? I'm like, I couldn't imagine writing a midterm here. And then I look at like the rooms that I'm assigned to. I'm like I
jinxed
know
it.
I'm cooked. Yeah,
You jinxed it.
it's like I'm willing to bet my grade is lowered by 10% just by being in that damn room. Like,
I'm just happy we don't have exams in those, because the exam they give us we
exam
go in the gym, so it works out.
That's good. So the uni knows what they're doing. They're like, cook some kids and then
yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. How would you say like cheating and stuff during the test? Are there still people that try to cheat in university?
Yeah,
I know it's way worse of a thing in uni, right? Do they look at it more?
But they're also way more like harsh. Like I know a friend that gets 0. Like it's just like you. First of all, you get put on academic probation. Like you get it's like a 2-strike system.
Yeah,
you get a 0 on the assignment. Like
And it goes in transcript.
Yeah.
Right, you don't want.
So it's like really bad.
So do you see people peeking?
Dude, someone that I met, he admitted to cheating on one of the midterms.
Oh no, like
times.
cheating. Okay, there's also like cheating on assignments, cheating on midterms. Like I know people that like have this whole like network set up. Be like, okay, you're on the left wing, I'm on the right, I'm done. Like,
and they'll like try to like check for the because like there's different in like one room for a midterm, right? That everyone's writing in. There's different versions of the test, right? So like version 1 would be next to someone that's version 2, next to version 3. So like
so
you can't
also set it up to counter it,
but they still like figure it out because like two people that want to cheat or something, like they'll find like version 2 together or something and then sit as close as possible to each other.
I heard that my friend. No. Like it gets crazy because these people are like they go to such lengths just to not study. Like I know a friend, like he's pretty smart. I'm pretty sure people like knew that.
Mm-hmm.
A girl behind him switched the order because they set it up specifically so it's like
next to each other.
Like you don't have like 2 tests next to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like behind each other in front of each other.
Right.
She manually switched it just so she could sit behind my friend and copy off him. It's like
wow.
It blows my mind.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
They go in there like we're doing London 3-5 seating plan.
Yeah.
And then, and then we got the coordinates set up. It's like
I want to talk about the computing midterm real quick.
Oh,
did you also have it in the lecture room?
Yeah, the normal lecture room.
That lecture room, our lecture room for 1P13, it's not like a traditional lecture hall where you have like the seats all lined up. It's like multiple group desks, right? Like it's like a round tables all over the place, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like a flat room with a bunch of circular tables.
Yeah,
and then that's how the prof walks around.
Each table has like 8 or 10 seats, right? And for some reason, they didn't split up the number of people like per table. So like you could have 10 people writing a midterm at the same table. I kid you not. So the one guy that I was saying about, like he admitted to cheating on that midterm. It was that midterm, and the way he did it, he sat next to one of our friends that like he was he was really good at computing, right? Like he's done like computing for like a long time. He's done like a lot of projects and stuff. So like he got like a 95 on it just off it without even studying, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I hate that.
But then so then the guy who cheated, he strategically sat next to him, and then like he literally just watched 95. It was so easy to just peek over because like literally the distance between me and Mazen right now is the distance between the two people taking a test.
Think of a circular table between us, and we're all just writing. Like
I thought it was like a way bigger circular table.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, and this was a handwritten coding test, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the teams actually have to manually mark this. Yeah.
Yeah, which is actually interesting.
To get back.
Have you ever had like a test where you like some guy got caught cheating?
Not that I've seen.
I haven't seen anyone get caught.
No.
I know people who like from assignments got caught for like chat or like they got their zeros.
I think for physics labs too. But like
physics labs, they delayed.
How did they find you doing chat and
I don't know. I don't know like what they caught because like
for physics lab, what people would do is they'd go over to their upper year friends because it's the same labs every year. So they'd look at an old report.
Okay.
And then they'd have it while they're doing. Oh my god! Speaking of physics labs, like. You're on a software system older than you.
Yeah.
It was like,
and you're using Excel Excel 2003 or something.
Like 04, 03. And then it's like the most like surprisingly it's not too clunky, but it's like also like old. Like your normal like I'm not used to this Excel, right?
I know.
Like,
there's different controls and stuff. Right. Yeah, it's annoing.
The same thing with Word. Excel 2003.
Our first like couple of physics tutorials, like I was literally spending like half the time labs, figuring like the logistics of like how I'm gonna like efficiently use Excel, right? Because most of the physics labs, like what we do is like we're given the instructions to do labs and then we put in all the data into Excel, right? But like sometimes like when we have to like make graphs and stuff, it's just so. Well, we know what to do. It's just so different.
You can't find like the
button. They have like different inserts and stuff like that. And
why don't we just refresh the Excel?
I don't know why they just don't update it.
I think it's just because they're all on the same computer network. Because like I don't know how, but like all the they have like I don't know. They have just this cool computer network where they can like cloud retrieve any file from certain computers. And the thing is, whenever you submit, you say your computer number as well.
So to eliminate cheating and all that. Right?
I guess that's how they know like they know who submitted what.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's like it's also cooked because there's no autosave, so you have to manually save. One of my labs.
No way.
No. Like one of my labs, I kid you not. Like they tell you, hey, you got 5 more minutes to submit, or else the submission box closes. Like these physics labs are tight, right? You have you don't have a lot of time to do them. So I remember like I was copy pasting something. I was finishing up the last discussion question, and then my Word just freezes.
Oh yeah, that's a nightmare when that
And
happens.
we didn't.
And
save,
they're old too.
We didn't. We usually just save at the end, export the PDF, and then you're happy. Word freezes, and we're like, oh boy! Like we call over a TA. The TA is like, oh, so you didn't save once, right? And he just started laughing. No. The TA just starts laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
And then me and my
They're
friend,
evil, bro.
like, we're just hysterical. We start laughing. We're getting a 0 on this bad laugh.
Wait, so what was the outcome from that? Like, did you actually fix it or what?
So the TAs, and then the head TA, I don't know if it's just like this really old, like, I think he's like either an assistant prof or something. He comes in, does some wizardry, right? He shuts down the word. And this is what I'm talking about, the computer network. He was able to like restart it. And then from our like specific like cloud file, he was able to retrieve it.
Oh wow!
Oh, thank God.
I'm like, my goal. Like, I'll give you like coffees for the rest of the sem. But because like we expected to get a 0. Like the only other option was to MSAF it. But I don't even know if they were gonna let us because
it was already like you're already there.
You're already in.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about MSAFs. MSAF is basically like for one, not even for. Is it just one assignment or just anything in the last 3 days?
Anything toward the next 3 days.
No, you have to do after it passes.
Oh, right. Yeah, you do this like after you.
Basically, let's say you're like sick or something and you miss a midterm, you can submit something called an MSAF, and anything from all your courses that occurred in those past 3 days gets shifted to your exam, or it depends on the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a presentation, you still have to do the presentation, but it just gets postponed by a week. Mm-hmm. If it's like a midterm, then the week gets shifted to your exam.
Huh.
But yeah,
that sounds pretty good.
A lot of people just use it to skim midterms.
Did they use that system?
Yeah.
Well, it's like you get one per semester, right? So like some people like if you never get sick or any like no emergency happens or whatever, like some people like try to strategically use it. Like on a midterm, for example, like a lot of people use it for the second linear algebra midterm. Because like
they were smart, I can't lie. Like I wish.
Okay. Like I didn't.
Was the exam worse than the exam was also? I can't lie. I remember when the linear algebra exam mark dropped. What like the professor said, he was like, "Oh, if you're wondering how the exam went,
it went.
It went. He didn't say what. You know it was cooked. You know it was.
He sent an email to you guys or something?
No, it was
like on A2L, which is basically D2L.
Oh,
it's the same thing.
You just saw the notification though. You
You know you're cooked after that.
Oh my god, he just dropped like the finishing line on you guys there. How hard do you think the physics lab were compared to like Mr. Coulterman's physics lab?
More fast paced.
Yeah, fast paced. I swear. Sometimes
wait, because for Mr. Coulterman you only get the 1 period, but you also get lunch sometimes, right?
Yeah,
you go overtime.
You can go overtime.
Well, it's just like these labs, like you have to answer a lot of questions.
I can't remember Mr.
Like Mr. Coulterman's commenting. Do you remember? It's kind of like a lab thing.
Oh,
like is it kind of like that?
Is it energy? You do like an energy lab?
Yeah, right. It was so stressful.
Yeah,
was it kind of like that?
It was like that vibe.
We had that one thing where it was like the car,
the ramp. Yeah.
And stuff.
Was it that stressful? Or was
it was similar.
Well, yeah, it's the same stress because the stress comes from the time constraint, right?
Exactly.
So let's say the difficulty of the content.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
and usually you'll mess up. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Usually you'll mess up just because of like the time rush.
Yeah, you're just scared of what to.
Exactly.
Wow.
And they're also like strict on formatting, like table format stuff like that. They're kind of a hassle sometimes the TAs, but they tell you from the start. So after, like, they tell you the first lab mark you're gonna get is gonna be the most cooked because they're gonna show you like, here we're gonna dock you on this, and this, and you're like, oh damn, you actually care about that stuff. And then in all future labs, you actually like learn to do like the first the first couple months, not even the first month, you're just learning the marking schemes
like
and the marking strategies of the TAs and the profs and stuff.
How did the mark feel? Like how was you guys like first marks and stuff?
Well, first sem it was weird because it was all high school review, so we're still getting like pretty decent grades.
It was like similar to high school marks, like first sem, right? Like if it's essentially the same like material as high school, then you probably get the same marks or a bit better, right?
Sem 2 though.
It's not like an exponential graph,
no, but like
an upward rising.
No. I'm talking negative exponential graph. It just gets worse and worse.
No, but like the first remember the first calc material? Like we absolutely cooked on that. We cooked.
Oh, for
calc one. The very first one. Yeah. It was like even lighter than like a test.
Bless Miss Coulterman, bro. I swear our unit test would be harder than that.
And physics too.
That's awesome.
It was like the class average for it, or like if you look at the bell curve distribution, like the peak of it would be at like 80 to 90. Versus like what you would normally expect for university, probably like 50, 60, 70, right?
You saw that in Sem 2.
Oh, really? Sem 2, the bell curve just shifted back, bro.
The whole thing, they just moved it back.
Yeah. But they never curved anything.
What they did was curved means to give let's say half the class is failing, they give you like an extra 10% to get the class passing.
You guys?
The closest thing they did was give part marks on multiple choice questions. And if you're wondering how that would work, is like some questions would be like I2, I3, and it'd be asking like which
one
which statement is true, let's say.
Yeah.
Like it gives you three statements, I2, I3, which statement is true, and it'd be I only, I2 only, I3 only, I
None of them, all of them.
None of them, all of them.
Those are
like A, B, D, C, E. So 5 options.
That's why you don't underestimate those multiple choice questions, because they're really long answer questions in disguise. With multiple choice options.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember for linear algebra, like some of them you actually have to derive, because it's like a theoretical question, right? Because you're just given statements. You have to actually like do actual math based on a statement. It's not like a true false. Be like, you actually have to discover it for yourself.
Oh yeah, dude. The linear algebra ones are actually evil. Like honestly, like if you didn't have,
I haven't done it yet, so I don't know what you guys.
Yeah, buddy. You said you were going software eng.
Yeah. You know, software eng is the only engineering in Waterloo that's half the faculties in math.
Like half? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's like a half math faculty, half engineering faculty.
The profs and stuff? Like the staff?
Yeah,
oh, really?
Hybrid program.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, though.
Linear algebra
So I'm scared of the math.
I can't even lie. Linear algebra, because the thing is, I was like, before like I went to Eng, I applied to all comp sci, and Mac was the only Eng one that I did. I ended up going in Eng. I was like, because I could just go into software specialization in, and I felt like
that was your original plan.
Yeah. And then I did linear algebra. I'm like, I'm good, chief.
Wait, what? You have to do linear algebra for software?
Well, yeah, you do more advanced linear algebra. Angus, buckle up.
Angus,
buckle up.
Everything.
I'm already regretting it. I want to code 200 days ago. I'm struggling from 2 songs.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows if you're lead coding, no.
Everything is matrices, dude. Literally, everything is described by matrices.
I'm got to matrices too much. Yeah. I looked at
but like, okay, in high school, like you only go over like basic matrix operations. In like Mac, Lin Alg, like bro, there's a lot more than that.
It's theoretical math, which in my opinion is like the worst math. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this fake math?
Like the proofs and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you guys do
No,
we didn't do proofs, but like it's like
kind of understand them.
Yeah, you have to like understand why, like the math behind why this statement is true. So it's not, you don't have to like pull out like full on like a page of like a math proof, but you got to be able to get like understand of here you're applying these concepts or these properties, like these mathematical laws to get from point A to point B.
I actually survived like Lin Alg just based on like kind of memorizing stuff in the textbook. It's like a lot, like back to those like questions where it's like I, like a lot of them are like which one of these is true,
and it's like a property.
I'm trying to remember like some of them were actually evil because like they would have like one detail that like is slightly different from like the actual. I don't know. They'll have like something like just slightly off, and then it changes it from true to false, and then like I would put like true for that question and then get it wrong.
And then, Do you ever get your test back so you can see your mistakes or anything? Or is it like one and done?
I think no.
We have a mark back.
You get your mark back.
Yeah, right. You don't know what happened.
I think only Chem you get to keep your midterm and you keep the questions so you can actually see what question you got wrong. But for all other
like midterms and stuff.
For midterms, you only get the multiple choice. Like, hey, you got question 1 right, question 2 wrong.
That sucks because you don't know like what theories or concepts you got it and which ones you
didn't. And then like how to correct for the exam and
like
stuff.
There can be some concepts you really thought you knew, but you really knew it wrong.
What if you were like super confident on like the question? You think you got?
You can request to see your midterm though, but it's like a.
See, that's another thing, and the more borders, man. It's like
for 2 weeks or something.
Right. It's so bureaucratic.
Did you think it was easy to like build like? They say it's good to build like student prof like connection, student prof, TA prof like connection. Did you guys ever like attempt that?
I didn't.
I talked to my physics prof a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But like it was mostly on during Sem 2 when I actually had questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I got to pi my prof, which is pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
But,
yeah.
I wasn't even like really supposed to be doing that because my buddy got selected like out of random. He got an email like during the lecture with the physics prof there, right? And then he asked me to go with him. I'm like, all right, sure. And then that whole thing happened. But like, I didn't really talk to too many profs really. It was mostly just to like ask questions about lectures, but like for like connection stuff, not really.
No.
Like that's the one thing that's different about high school. You don't have any like connection. They won't know you by name. They'll know you by like what you wear or where you sit. Because like say you get considered like I'm willing to bet my prof knew roughly who I was because I'd always wear a blue hoodie. I'd always sit on the left side, second row. Like every day, I'm sitting there. So 100%. He'd always see me on my phone as well. Yeah. So like profs will roughly recognize you, but they won't know you.
Dude, well, actually, to argue against that, my chem prof, Dr. Lydia Chen,
Really?
she memorized like people's names in the very front. Like she would like, for example, like if someone raises their hand to ask a question or to like, say something, she'll point at them and say their name just instantly.
Oh, damn.
She memorized like all the people. To be fair, like those people at the front, like they're like constantly asking questions.
Yeah.
A little bit too much every now and then.
Because the thing is, you got your sweats, right? That's
That's a whole different discussion. We'll get into that. That's a whole episode.
They're just trying too hard.
That's a whole episode, bro. Yeah.
If you vibe with this combo, drop a like, leave a comment, and hit that sub button. We'll catch you next time on Different Walks, Different Talks.